Hey everyone, check it out. Cameron doesn't sound like a dude anymore.
Ha!
So these videos are now going to not just be updates for what's new to the game, but also what's just going on in general in the community. And the first thing on that list is that Jessica and I are now live streaming our game development on Discord. It's been an awesome experience so far, having everybody kind of comment and give direct feedback while we're making the game, and we're just having a blast doing it. So if you would like to be a part of that, just message us for the Discord link, and we'd love to see you there. The next new thing that we started doing is actually trying to promote the game, which we were encouraged by some of the members of that Discord community, Shaney D in particular, to post the game on Reddit. Here's one that went well on Steam VR. It had 238 upvotes, and there were some really great comments, like this one from Wonder Waffles. He says, "This is exactly the type of game my friend and I have been looking for. It looks so good." And that was the top comment. And I think what he's referring to is probably the fact that you can play with a lot of people in a co-op mode mixed with VR and regular desktop PC. And so we're just stoked to be getting such a great response with some of the early things that we've been posting. Another post we made was on the Vive VR forum, and it got 75 upvotes. Again, all really awesome, positive things. We did get one comment about the story and why aliens are raising the dead. I'm going to read those comments now. Dominion writes, "Why do the actual aliens seem to rise from the ground along with the zombies rather than, oh, I don't know, get beamed down from the mothership? Why do the aliens seem to be completely lacking in any tech whatsoever? Sure, maybe you don't want to go all laser beams and ray guns, but you'd still think an invading alien force would have military gear of their own. Even if they were honorable combatant type aliens, you'd expect at least armor or high-tech melee weapons. The trailer makes me think the game was originally going to be yet another generic zombie survival game until someone realized that market is already oversaturated. Let's make it about aliens instead." Won't take more than a minute to rig up a creepy gray style alien and toss it in along with the existing enemies. So I appreciate Dominion's candor in his questions and response, and we ended up actually having a nice interaction in these forums. I encourage you to read it because I wrote him a long response about the explanation of all of his questions. But the point is that we are addressing them, and that this type of feedback is, even though it is extremely honest, he was at least polite. And at the end of the day, he mentioned he had a bad day at work. And who hasn't had a bad day at work? We get it. We get it. But they typically do have some bit of truth to them. I mean, he's saying these things for a reason, regardless of how, he might be feeling or whatever. He's genuinely wondering why these things are the way they are. And so, we pay attention to these things, and we address them when we think they make sense. In fact, I immediately called a writer friend of mine who I had been talking with about the idea for this game, and he's going to start helping us form the story of why all this stuff is happening. I mean, obviously we have some loose outlines of how this is all going to work. But for us, it's about getting the gameplay functioning properly. And again, you can find out a lot more about that in these answers that I gave on Reddit. Some of these types of comments have given us some of the best insight into some of the projects we've worked on in the past. So yeah. Finally, in terms of things outside of the game itself, we have revamped the Patreon page. We're up to 21 patrons now, which is super awesome. As you can see, we've added some new graphics, and One of the bigger things we've done is create animated GIFs to better reflect the rewards people get for the Patreon. So just thought we'd mention that as well. Now let's get to the actual updates of the game. All right, to the new features. In terms of new features, the biggest one that you're going to see is the addition of the Ultra Dynamic Sky plugin, which allows us to do these really awesome day and night transitions. It adds a whole new element to the game. Here you can see me adjusting the time of day with a blueprint that I made. It helps us tell the story better, so when you're in the chopper at the beginning of the game and it crashes, it's nighttime, and then now it's daytime when you finally wake up. So that's really cool. And now on to the beautiful new locations that Jessica has been designing. Here's an example of a park. There's locations that already existed, but now we're kind of adding more to, like this creepy cabin. There's all new locations like this supermarket, which is going to be, I think, a really awesome location to go to in the game. Jessica has been adding all this destruction to the supermarket, so you can see the blood and things have fallen off walls. And here's the front area, and this right here is a great example of what we did on the Discord. A user named UFO Bob recommended that we pack a bunch of the shopping carts all in the front like they were trying to barricade it, so that turned out cool. And finally, we have a new spooky graveyard to where you too can purchase your own gravestone on our Patreon for $25 a month, tier 4. Look at these gravestones. Beautiful. Beautiful. Finally, we're going to give some shout outs. Special thank you to Rockstar Angel for doing the voice for our Cameron character. Go check out her Twitch channel. She does awesome music. The other person we want to give an awesome shout out to is Rukio. Go check out his Twitch channel. He actually brought 10 of his friends all in our game, and they all played it, and I even got a chance to play with them, and they're a super cool group of people, so go check them out. Finally, Jeff Pina, he's going to be the one that's going to be helping us write the story for this game, so check out his fantastic comics. And finally, Jessica and I, of course, want to give a very special thank you to all of our Patreons: Lofnell, House of Style, Shebnitz, Bad Ash, Tay Fun, The Lone Ranger, Jonathan Brisby, Skydart, Baja Crash, Scully, Peter Kitsch, and the thing just faded out. And we're back. We had some technical difficulties there. As I was saying, Scully, Peter Kitsch, Inspector Tin, Smoppy, Livid Creature, Geek Rocker, Lox Mons, Brandon, Baldwin, Keith, Garrett, D-Day, April Reilly, and Alex Bretz. Thank you all so much. Thank you for watching. We will talk to you soon. Goodbye.